All right, this is going to be an upper body workout just solely using the Weider Ultimate Bodyworks and or Total Gym. Some workouts I kind of mix some things up, but this is one that is just a simple bread and butter one that I kind of wanted to use as an example for just a good staple workout for the upper body, working your chest, back, and arms. So I try to make this suitable for really all ages and all kind of abilities to kind of use this workout. This is one where, again, if you just want something that's fairly mindless, something that's very simple as far as interchange between exercises, something that I think is definitely an efficient and effective workout, it would be something exactly like this. Now, what you'll see is there's always some subtle nuances to this where 9 times out of 10, if you've watched my channel, you've seen me do a variety of these kind of similar exercises. There's always some little subtle things you can do, whether that's, again, the incline, the direction you're pressing, even just something here like the momentum of me kind of swinging, making this rowing motion. It looks like I'm kind of bending over my back, but it doesn't look pretty, but basically it's something where I'm just kind of focusing on just that big stretch reflex in my lats and that big kind of swooping down motion. To me, I'm just keeping some constant tension. That's kind of the main theme I do throughout all my exercises and workouts. This one too, if you guys pay attention, I kind of like basically change up the angles a little bit. I know I've said this before, you don't have to kneel on your feet like this. You definitely can just sit in your butt and let your legs kind of hang there. In fact, I encourage it for somebody who's older, who maybe wants to up the incline, up the intensity, but maybe they just feel like it's maybe a little too much. They can kind of distribute that weight a little bit just by kind of putting their feet in the ground and kind of easing into it. Or if someone's just a heavier person too, they could do it as well. So basically I just kind of go back and forth between these. And what I love about just this little, you want to call it like a circuit, just these two exercises supersetting together. If you watch the clock, you'll actually see that I think in this workout too, as always, even though I want to be efficient and get it done with quickly, I get distracted. I'm working on like little work emails in between sets. But the goal was, and even with me recording, this takes a little bit of time. The goal is really with these two exercises and this just workout in general, is that you could just bust this out literally in 15, maybe 20 minutes. And in my opinion, you could definitely still get a good workout. So that's what I like about this. It's fluid. It's very easy. You can hop right back into it. I always kind of hear I don't hear this too much from you guys, but I kind of think about this like, is this too much of the same? Is doing too much of the same exercises and same movements? Will you kind of plateau from it? I think that's kind of up for debate. I mean, honestly, I can tell you again, just from recently going back into the gym from taking I still have a gym membership, but I've rarely used it. In fact, I think it was like maybe 2 months ago since I went in there again. Maybe less than that, but I went in one time, and the point is I did, again, like a chest workout, and I really didn't lose too much strength from just doing this stuff. Definitely keep in mind I've been doing dumbbells too, but my point is predominantly it's this Weider Ultimate Bodyworks or Total Gym workouts, and in my opinion, I don't think you really lose much strength, especially in the upper body. Now, the lower body, I've said before, I'd recommend using some other exercises, maybe some external load like through dumbbells and things like I've recommended on the channel before. But this sequence like here, this is to me like the bread and butter, why I like this machine. Very simple, very fluid, and most importantly, it's fun. I always say this, there's something fun about just rocking back and forth, as you're doing this exercise and this sequence. And I pretty much just stick with these two exercises. You'll see as this kind of sequence kind of finishes out here in a second, I do kind of like pepper in some of the other stuff, but basically the next sequence kind of picks up again, I think around the 6:20 mark. Again, I've been putting the timestamps down below, link to the equipment down below. Again, if you like this, always thumbs up it for me, but I'll check back in with you guys on the next sequence. Alright, so you can see I kind of mixed up a few things in there in between the end of that sequence, but now you're just kind of seeing me. I was deciding what to actually choose for this next chest exercise, so I just went again right into this kind of like a rotated single arm push. It looks a little similar, but I think if you actually do the exercise, I like this. It definitely does feel different in my opinion, and as always, you've kind of seen me kind of grab that underhand grip where like basically the cord's coming underneath me instead of on top. I always kind of prefer that, but you can mix that up. You could adjust this. This might be harder for some people. If you couldn't do this, you could do single arm, even just seated if you wanted to. What I like why I'm standing like this is basically it allows me to kind of more isolate my upper torso so that I can, or more range of motion of upper torso versus if I was sitting down, so I can kind of twist and make that push. It looks like nothing, but really where I'm kind of feeling it in this press, like on my right side as I'm twisting, I feel it in that oblique, and then I'm finishing it off on the other left side oblique with the same side of that press. So my point is you get to work your core a little bit more. You definitely feel it in your obliques as you make that twist. And in my opinion, when you make that press, it just again feels like a different kind of pressing angle. Again, also making it a little bit unique since it's single arm as well. This one again, bread and butter. I don't think it needs any much more of an explanation, but always one of my favorite back exercises that it's hard not to put in there. This to me is a nice little good change up. If you guys notice in a lot of my workouts, I try not to, even though you definitely could, and if I wasn't filming this, I'd mess with it more. But for simplicity's sake, I try and find exercises that keep the same angle, so you're not seeing me like change up the angle too much. So that's why I kind of like, again, these two I think actually work really well together. But as obviously you could switch this up if you want to, and change the angle up, add the resistance bands down below as well. So again, this one I like it. You notice me kind of wincing in this one. It's hard to do. I think this one, I don't know how many reps I didn't count yet. I didn't put the workout down below yet, but I want to say I definitely am not getting maybe, I would say max 15. But point is, it's tough, and I could actually even go up higher, and it would be even harder. So again, just the beauty of, you can call this body weight. I wouldn't necessarily call this body weight. You're using your body weight and the incline as leverage, but just the beauty of this machine as far as adding resistance. And so even though I got a lot of time left in this workout, really this is kind of the workout. I mean, after this last sequence, you'll see me kind of do a little bit of arms, like some biceps, but pretty much the end here, and this is kind of what I normally did before I really started recording these videos for you guys, is you see me start throwing in my arms towards the end, but I basically kind of keep the same like circuit where I'm doing some pressing, back to back, and then the back exercises. Then I would just go do some biceps and then a tricep exercise. My main thing is it's okay to start mixing up the biceps and the triceps once you kind of already put in the bigger multi-joint, the work in for the multi-joint exercises in first. So basically, get some decent work done in the chest, like in the pressing, and then some more in the pulling, and then towards the end of the workout, start peppering in some of those single joint exercises. That way you're not impairing some of the strength you had in those where you kind of needed it in those bigger multi-joint exercises. So that's it. Hopefully this workout isn't too much of a kind of like a jumble around. It isn't too simplistic for you guys, but I really wanted to just showcase one that I think was just a nice classical bread and butter one that I think it fit a lot of people and suit a lot of people, and one that I think if I had to go to like a go-to chest back exercise or upper body workout that just use this machine, there's a lot of workouts that just use this machine, it would be something like this. And that's something I'm curious about too. If you guys want to see more like purist stuff with this machine, I don't know how many of you guys like have full-on home gyms or how you guys use these videos, But it is helpful to kind of know what kind of stuff you guys want to see, as far as you just want to see workouts just using this thing, or do you want to see me kind of mix up stuff. So there's a zillion things I could do. I know some of you guys have special requests for workouts. If you guys want to see like special workouts, let me know. I know like in the near future I'll do some sort of like core centric workout. A lot of you guys ask for stuff like that, or even something that's a little more, not high intensity, but more like kind of faster and like just more of an interval type cardio-esque, like I don't know what you'd call it, but basically something where you're kind of getting the blood flowing, the heart pumping a little bit faster. So more of a cardio aspect where it's kind of like a high intensity workout type of thing. I didn't hesitate to say high intensity because generally high intensity is like high strength. But so anyways, you can see me going right back to where I started here. So I think there's nothing really wrong with that. But that's it. I'm rambling here. If you guys have any questions, comments, feedback, it's always helpful. And thanks again for watching.